Hey, what's up you guys? It's Matt here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be continuing our Is It Worth It series, where we compare Visvim's homage pieces to the classic items it was inspired from. And what we do is we go over things like retail price, construction quality, and then answer the question, is it worth it to spend, a crazy amount of money for Visvim's recreation of these classic silhouettes. So last week we went over the Stan Smith and Visvim's Foley Folk and Quarter Folk. For this week, we're going to compare the Converse Chuck 70 to a multitude of silhouettes that Visvim has created that resemble the Converse Chuck 70. So this is the regular Converse Chuck 70, and we're going to be comparing this to a multitude of silhouettes. So we have the Visvim G patent, we have the Visvim Skagway G patent, we have the regular Skagway, and then we have a Visvim Jaipur high. So we'll be going over all these sneakers and seeing which ones are worth it, which ones are not. And so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Before I start, I want to let everyone know to follow me on Instagram, Grailed, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video if you like the video, turn my post notifications on both YouTube and Instagram so you don't miss any of the videos or the listings that I do, so you guys can be the first to watch or to buy kind of like the items I post. I think that's about it for housekeeping, so let's get into the video. Okay, so let's start it off with the classic Converse Chuck 70. So if you guys have been fans of Converse for a while, you'll know that they had the regular Converse All-Stars, pretty much a less expensive, worse quality version of this called the All-Star. And in 2013, they came out with this silhouette, which they called the Converse Chuck 70, and it pretty much brought it back to its roots. So this is the silhouette and construction that they used back in the early 1970s, and this was like what brought Converse to its popularity, I guess, to like the height of its success back in the day. So in 2013 they brought it back and they gave it kind of like a vintage look. So going over what it's made of in like construction, for the uppers we have a double ply canvas, and you can tell that it's relatively good quality. And what canvas is like a highly densely woven cotton, and they usually use it for a lot of workwear type stuff, and it's known for its durability and how long it lasts. So that's the uppers. For the midsole, we have a rubber cupsole. So what a cupsole is most shoes just have a midsole under the actual uppers, but what a cupsole does is it actually comes up over the uppers and kind of cups it, kind of like that. Most of these cupsoles are attached to the uppers through a process called vulcanization, and what that means is they actually use temperature sensitive cement to pretty much bond the cupsole to the canvas uppers. And what this does is really make sure that the midsole doesn't separate from the actual uppers. And to enhance this feature, they have actually added this extra piece of stitching, and if you put your hand on the inside, there's actually another layer of canvas right there, and what that does is prevents the canvas right here to separate right where you take your toe and do the step. So right there, this extra piece of stitching canvas prevents that from happening, which is a really nice feature. I've had these for 3 years and I still haven't gotten a separation there, and you'll often see that in the regular Converse All-Stars just because they don't have that extra stitching and canvas feature. Moving along, we have some of the details. They have Converse All-Star branding on the heel there. They have kind of like this shiny vintage tinted midsole, kind of gives it a classic vintage look. And then they have their famous rubber toe cap. As you can see, Converse branding on this side here. Some Converses have a leather branding here, but this one is just screen printed. And then they have a regular rubber outsole. I have to say that this outsole is very, very good for the price. So these retail at $85, and I virtually see no heel drag whatsoever. very slight considering it's 3 years old. It's very impressive, and as we'll go into some of Visvim's outsoles, they're not as impressive as this, which is really surprising. Along with this, it has a very thick insole, and see, it's like a double foam. I believe they call this an ortholite insole, and it makes these extremely comfortable. Even after 3 years of wear, it hasn't lost its compressibility and its comfort. And this shoe is very impressive for the price. As you can see, I really like this sneaker, and I think that for a budget sneaker, this is probably one of the best options you can go for, just because it's very versatile, very comfortable, and pretty much goes with any outfit you want to put it with. As for sizing, if you guys have tried these before, you know that Converses typically fit big, so I recommend going a half size down. So I am a true size 9, and I take an 8.5 in these, and they fit me perfectly. And yeah, I think that is just about it for the regular Converse. So I guess now we can move to Visvim's reinterpretation and go into all of the silhouettes that they've come out with that kind of resemble this classic silhouette. So starting off with Visvim's Converse inspired silhouettes, I guess I'll go in chronological order to when the silhouette came out. So for the first sneaker that they came out with that kind of resembles the Converse silhouette would be these fall winter 2009 Jaipur high hickory sneakers. So right off the bat, you can see that this sneaker is from 2009, and it's in incredible condition. So that just speaks to how well made Visvim sneakers are and how long they actually last. So construction and material wise, the uppers are made from this really high quality selvage denim in a kind of like hickory stripe fabric. For the midsole, we have a polyurethane cup sole. So this is the same kind of design as the Converse, but instead of rubber, it uses polyurethane. And to my knowledge, polyurethane is much more shock absorbent, more durable, and gives the shoe a little bit more stability and comfort. So I believe it's a little bit more expensive than its rubber counterpart. The toe itself is made of leather. Converse use a rubber toe cap, so here you get a little bit more durability there and a little bit better materials compared to rubber. Here we have a couple details. So we have a leather kind of like patch detail on this side, and then Visvim detailing on the heel there, and then we have a leather kind of like heel chimney as well. I have to say, with the way Visvim constructs their sneakers, I guess these type of sneakers, let's just say vulcanized construction, I see a lot of these have glue that bleeds from the construction onto the uppers of the shoe. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I have a little bit of glue on the toe cap here and along this seam and this seam as well. It seems like it's a very common problem with Visvim sneakers, and it's really a shame because these sneakers aren't cheap, and when you see glue bleeding onto the sneaker, it makes it look super sloppy and not very high quality, which is really a shame. For the outsole, it's just a regular rubber outsole with Visvim branding on the bottom there. I have to say, this one from 2009 and the earlier years, this rubber outsole that they use is pretty good quality. So as you can see, for heel drag, for this being such an old sneaker, very minimal, and I do wear these a ton. So back then, I believe that the outsoles that were used on these sneakers is much more high quality than a silhouette that I'll show later. For the rest of the details, we have a leather lining, which is extremely comfortable, extremely breathable, and it's moisture wicking, so you can actually wear these sockless, and they actually recommend you to. Along with that, we have a leather insole with kind of foam backing. Along with that, the midsole has a cork footbed, and that cork molds to your feet over time, which is a nice a feature to have. And I think that's about it. These, for sizing, just like Converse, they fit half size big, so you want to go a half size down from your true to size. So moving on, we have the Visvim Skagway Low. This is very, very similar to Converse. As you can see, again, it's same type of midsole and stitching construction. For construction on these, we have actually a leather upper with a leopard print throughout, and this leather is extremely good quality. You can really tell it's durable, it's soft to the touch, really nice. I believe this is calfskin leather. Just like the Jaipur High, we have a leather toe cap, polyurethane midsole. So as I said before, you can see the glue marks going on the toe. Really hate when that happens, and it just seems like a normal thing that happens with these sneakers, unfortunately. Retail on, oh yeah, I didn't do retail of the Jaipur. So the retail of the Jaipur Highs, I believe, was around 400 or 500 USD, and these are pretty much in the same ballpark. So these are a lot less expensive than typical Visvim sneakers, just because the construction and materials don't cost as much as other Visvim sneakers, which I guess is a good thing. It gives people a better opportunity to try Visvim at a lower price, but it's sad to see that at this lower price, maybe they cut some corners on construction, because this glue bleeding onto the upper is just really sloppy. So this is another rubber outsole, but it seems that the rubber used on this is much less quality compared to the Jaipur High, meaning these are much newer sneakers. I believe these came out in 2017, and you can already see the heel drag is pretty rough on this, and I've seen other pairs that they get really, really bad, and this outsole is just, you know, it doesn't last as long as you would want it to. So I guess for detailing, we have some heel stitching right there, which is a cool touch, and then we have typical Visvim leather tongue tabs with the hand-painted symbol denoting what season it's from. So same thing as the Jaipur High, we have a leather lining, leather insole, cork footbed, and that is pretty much it. Very, very comfortable sneakers. I'll give them that. The leather lining allows for you to wear them with no socks, and even without socks, they're very, very comfortable. And yeah, so that is these. So moving on, we have what I think is Visvim's step up in the right direction when it comes to this type of silhouette. So we have both the Visvim patents and the Visvim G patents. I don't have a pair of the patents with me, but the G patents are very similar, but they have like 3 soles instead of 1. This is the Visvim Skagway G patent sneakers. So as you can see, this is pretty much like a platform version of the regular Skagway that I just showed. The patent version is a lot less exaggerated. It still gradually thickens, but it's almost like the G patent is almost this sole, or sorry, the regular patent only goes up to this sole, and the G patent stacks 3 of them onto each other. So with construction, this canvas compared to the canvas used on regular Converse is night and day. Looking this up, this is Japanese canvas fabric, and this was made using hard twisted yarn, and it's hard to move, it's very thick, and really gives the shoe a lot of structure, which is really nice to see. We have a midsole with a polyurethane cup sole, and as you can see, it's a massive midsole, and this look might scare some people to pull it off, but actually Visvim somehow made it very wearable, surprisingly. I wear these pretty often. I just got them, and they're like my favorite sneaker right now. Something about the chunkiness really looks good with slim straight pants or even straight pants. It really balances out if you have a wider silhouette for your pants. So the outsole itself is a Visvim rubber outsole. As you guys know, Visvim is known for their durability in their rubber, so I do not see these wearing out anytime soon, especially with heel drag. That Visvim rubber will really help. The rubber used on the previous ones, as you can see, weren't the highest quality, so Visvim's definitely taking a step forward in that direction. If we look at the other side of the midsole, we can see that we have kind of like a stacked midsole effect, and they actually apply this by hand with this cement vulcanized construction, and it gives the shoe a really unique look. Because the sole goes so high, this toe cap gets smaller and smaller. So it's a pretty small leather toe cap, but the leather feels good quality and it will last a really long time. We also have leather detailing on the tongue there, and then a leather tongue tab as well, and then a leather heel chimney on the back there. Sizing on these, true to size. They actually fixed the sizing. They used to be a half size big, but now you guys can go true to size on these. I think it's because the insole is so thick in these that it actually puts your foot closer to the top of the shoe, and it gives it kind of like that tighter lockdown when you put them on. As you can see, these ones are handmade, and the previous versions were not. So I believe that they actually take their time with making these and really ensure that the construction itself is very high quality, so they don't fall apart very quickly. Same kind of details. We have a leather lining, leather insole, cork footbed, and everything that you would pretty much want in a Visvim sneaker. Oh, and it also has kind of like Visvim stamp detail right here, and then this original lightning bolt taping all the way throughout. And the dirt on the midsole is actually intentional, so they do that in factory and gives it kind of like a worn out look. Some people are into it, some people aren't. I happen to be a big fan, and I just like the way dirty Converse look. There's dirty shoes in general look way better than a clean shoe with no scrapes. I just think it adds to like a worn in feel that you find in a lot of Visvim clothing, so it pairs really well together. And these retail at over $1,000, and I don't know if it's really worth that amount of money. I would say up to like $500 if you can get one of these Visvim sneakers. For this one specifically, because it has better construction, if you can get these for $500, yes, grab them. Like, grab them. Yeah, for the other ones, so for these, look for a price right around $250. I think that it's worth $250, nothing more. Even if they're in new condition, I'm telling you, they aren't worth the $500 price tag. And same goes for the Jaipur high. These are actually pretty rare nowadays, so you probably won't see them on the market, but I paid around $250 for them, so it's pretty much the same deal with these. So $250 for the regular Skagways. If you're going to go for the patent or G patent, $500 I think is right around what you want to get at. They are not worth the $1,000 price tag. Do not pay it. Just because, especially with the glue situation and the rubber on the other ones, those two factors alone really take away from the quality that you're looking for in Visvim. I haven't worn these in as much to see whether or not this rubber wore down or if there will be glue marks. I have seen pictures of older pairs of these and they don't have those problems, so it looks like they're taking the right steps to make these type of sneakers better quality. And I think that's about it. So if you can't find them for those prices, I'm telling you, the Converse Chuck 70 at $85, it's one of the best budget sneakers you can find. If you're looking for a stylish sneaker on a budget, get these if you can. They often go on sale, so I got these, I remember, for like $40. I mean, that's just a steal, which is absolutely crazy. And yeah, so that is my thoughts on the Visvim Skagways, the Visvim Jaipur High, and the Visvim Skagway Patent and G Patents. Please take this with a grain of salt. Everyone has different worths and values when it comes to clothing and footwear, but this is just my 2 cents when it comes to it, showing you guys the problems with some of these sneakers that Visvim has made in the past, and maybe you guys have seen that they've improved their shortcomings with these new silhouettes that are coming out. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys liked the comparison, and my recommendations when it comes to Visvim footwear. I'm going to end the video and ask again for everyone to like the video. If you like these type of videos, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Comment down below if you have any video suggestions you'd like to see on the channel. Follow my Instagram and Grail. The links will be in the description below. Put post notifications on my YouTube channel and my Instagram so you don't miss any of the content that I will be putting out in the next few weeks. And again, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.